So now I'm less and less excited
Yep.
about the pole because
Very
now the
less.
ceiling has holes in it. How did you do this? Like, who actually installed it?
So I kept missing, the studs. So I just called my dad to help me put it up.
My father-in-law installed a stripper pole in my bedroom.
You sickness of health, riches of broke. Yeah, healthy marriage is dope. Your healthy marriage is dope. Let's work in our dreams, let's heal through our growth. Yeah, healthy marriage is dope.
What's good, fam? Welcome to the Healthy Marriage is Dope podcast, episode number 13.
Ow.
It's no longer a quarterly podcast.
Ow.
We're getting after it weekly. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Still need you to tell a friend and tell a friend no.
Yep.
This podcast, we talk about our life, our married life, our life with kids. We've lived abroad. We've had some experiences that we think if we share them with you, maybe to help you out, help somebody you know, help somebody get through a situation that we've been through, or just make you think. This episode tonight is going to be very light.
Story time.
Super light. But we always want to get started with a little bit of catch up from the week. And if you've watched or listened to our other podcasts, there's always an event of some sort. I thought we were event free until today. So you wanna take that one because
Okay.
I'm still it's not yet resolved to me. We got one last step to resolve it, but go ahead.
So today when I picked Eden up from school, she came out of the door crying. And of course I was like, oh my gosh, what happened? So she was like, I got called, or the teacher pulled me aside and had to talk to me. Something happened during recess. And I was like, okay, so tell me what happened during recess. So she started off with, I got body slammed. I got body slammed, y'all.
I'm like I said, I'm still processing. So I pick up the kids from the high school. Keisha picks up the younger ones. Like that's kind of our routine. So I was already home. They walk in the door, and I never know exactly what's going on because sometimes they walk in the door and they're tired and they just don't, they're not very talkative. But it was a little different. It was a little different today. And Keisha told me the story.
Yeah.
And it just so happened that we had
parent-teacher conference today as well.
As of today. So she told me that this is probably 3:45. Parent-teacher conference is at 4.
Mm-hmm.
So that 15 minutes, the only thing I want to know is how we're going to resolve this, my daughter getting body slammed.
Right. Okay. So how they got to the body slamming was, of course, kids are playing on the playground and things like that. So apparently they were chasing the boy around the playground and he didn't want to play anymore. So this is kind of similar to, we told that story about Donovan before, right? And how he axe kicked kids. I understand. So the boy said he didn't want to play anymore. They continued to chase him. Somehow or another during the play, Eden flailing her hands, she accidentally hit the boy in the head, right? It was an accident. I ensured it was an accident. The young man and Eden both told the same story. So it was an accident. But instead of like shoving her back or hitting her back or, I don't know, tripping her, like his first reaction was to pick my baby up and slam her to the ground. Like, I don't know how we go from step 0 to.
Okay. So here's the thing. So we get to, after Keisha gives me that information, Eden gives us the recap. Mm-hmm. I don't have anything to say until I see a teacher. And we get on the call and, it was a scheduled parent conference.
Right.
Not for this reason.
Correct.
So they had a full agenda.
And they were going to put it at the end, she said.
Yeah, and they were running down the agenda and they didn't say anything about it. And Keisha's like, wait.
Yes.
I'm like, this, I need this to be an agenda item. We're not going to get through our 30 minutes or however long the call is scheduled. And then that's just going to be the last piece of it. So they were trying to do the introduction and all of that. And I'm just like.
Mind you, they weren't there, though. Like, they weren't witness to what happened because they weren't the recess
but
teachers.
they are who we have access to at the moment.
I understand, but
and that's the face that you were making earlier. Like, I'm trying to ask a question, and Keisha's like, hold on,
just calm down.
I was calm. I wanted
Your
to make
face
sure.
wasn't calm.
That's fine. That's fine. We already know I'm still working on my faces. But I was trying to make sure that it was going to be on the agenda. So they actually ended up moving it to the first topic. And they went on and on, not on and on. They recapped the story.
Mm-hmm.
To Keisha's point, both kids were telling the truth, and both kids were the least likely expected
to do anything,
to be in any kind of
altercation.
So she said Eden was just really like shocked. She couldn't believe what was happening.
Mm-hmm. He was crying because we got to go by what they said.
I mean, maybe he was, but
and the parents were willing, like, offer a telephone number so that we can discuss with them.
Yeah.
The situation.
That's how it ended. And that's why I said that's the last piece of it for me. They reached out, or they were willing to be contacted. So we got the phone number last night. What I'll probably do is, I'm assuming it's the father.
Right.
The number that we got. So I'll text him and introduce, because I don't want to cold call him.
Yes.
And just say, hey.
Because cooler heads will probably be the best in this situation.
I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. Like, here's how we address it on our end. Did you address it? I'm interested in how you address it on your end. Mm-hmm. And I want to commit to, from our part, that we're not going to contribute to this anymore.
Right.
And just see how it goes. So,
it was a lot.
Yeah.
So I was trying to get your, read you. Did you feel like it was kind of like what happened with Donovan or not? Like, I was trying to see, of course, I ain't with nobody putting hands on my baby and all that kind of stuff. However, in a situation where Eden was kind of the aggressor in the beginning, like, if the roles were flipped, how will we react in that
definitely
situation?
Have to address it with our daughter.
Yeah.
I'm interested in the men don't hit women even at a young age.
Right.
That's the conversation. That's the confirmation that I want to have.
Like, I don't know, family. Like, how many people have you body slammed? If this was like your first reaction, like, is she the first, or is she in line in a long line of body slam people? Like, I need to know. I need to have answers. And I'm smiling not because it's okay. I'm smiling because
I don't know. I think you kind of, I don't know. I think there's a slight undertone of comedy. The way you laughing about it.
I'm not laughing about it. I'm smiling because I don't need to flip. Like, I don't need to burn the school down. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't think that's warranted. But
it's either 0 or 100.
But I don't need you small talking me when we got a fresh incident of my daughter getting body slammed when we get on the call. Lead with that. That's all I'm saying.
I'm sure they were trying to be professional from their point of view as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we almost got through a week without an event. And that's just how
life goes here in these streets.
That's just how it goes, man. 5 kids.
In other news, she's exceptional.
That part was really good.
Exceptional.
She did really well. The feedback from the teacher was really good about how she's behaving in class.
A leader.
The leadership part came up a few times.
Yep.
And she scored really well on reading comprehension and math.
And math, yeah. And science.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we just got to work on a few things with, just her
time
confidence
management.
and time management.
Yeah.
She kind of overthinks things, but overall she was doing well. So it was a good conversation. I'm not going to be the killjoy, but I don't know.
That was a lot.
Yeah.
I wanted to go back in the school. They won't let you back in the school. She was like, no, they said we're going to talk about it during our parent-teacher conference because it was 10 minutes away or 15 minutes away. So
there's the difference. You had more time with the information, was able to process it.
Yeah.
You walked in the house and laid it on me, and now I need to understand I need to understand how it was resolved by the adults.
Right.
I get the kids. I get we got to handle our part with no means no.
Right.
Also, don't
put your hands on my baby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What else happened this week?
Child. Oh, we had family come visit us, which was really nice. On Saturday.
Oh yeah. I was like,
what?
I was really because that was last week. I mean, that's since the last podcast.
Right, since our last podcast.
Yeah. We had some family from back home. So again, if you're just tuning in for the first time, we're from Virginia, Hampton Roads area, 757, staying all the way up. But they're living in Oklahoma now, which is probably 3 hours from us.
Yeah.
So they drove down. Their son is attending a college here, and
25 minutes away or so.
Yeah. So the dad of the son was
Really?
like, I don't know. This gonna be a light episode. So the dad used to be like my big brother.
Right.
Like he would work me out with basketball. He would give me tips, and he would just look out he was that guy that I could talk to that wasn't going to respond like a father, right? He was going to be a big bro. So now I feel like I have the opportunity with his son.
Yeah, because he's what, 25?
25, 26.
Yep.
Yeah. He's at one of those critical stages of life, but good kid, man. So
he plays right. He's a grown man.
Well, to me, he could be my son.
Honestly. Really? Jesus.
42.
You keep saying 42, like
42 dad. I'm trying to figure out a character.
42 forever.
42 dad.
But you're not gonna be 42 forever.
Anyhow, what we talking about tonight?
You tell me.
Oh, is it my turn? It is my turn. All right, guys, let's set the stage here.
Listen.
The year is 2000 and a single digit. I don't know which one. 7, 8, 9. It had to be 8, 9.
Yeah.
It had to be 8, 9, right?
Yeah.
So I've mentioned it before, but again, if you're stopping by first, and I also can't talk all the time. If you're stopping by for the first time, part of my story, my career, I spent a year in Baghdad, Iraq, working on a U.S. military base, managing the dining facility subcontracts.
Correct.
I'm trying to think of how my R&Rs work. The first stretch that I went, I left right before Donovan's birthday. Or was it right after?
It was right before because you gave him his first haircut early.
So Donovan was about to turn one.
Mm-hmm.
I left for Iraq for a year. Mm-hmm. And we got 2 visits during that year. So the first stretch, I left in June or July and I came home for Christmas. And then after that, I came home probably 4 months later.
We
3
went
months
to
later
Aruba
in March.
then, right?
Yeah. So it was the Aruba trip.
Yeah.
That we mentioned in the last podcast. What we didn't talk about in the last podcast is
fun times.
Yeah. So when you're away from your spouse, there's longings and desires, right? And this wasn't FaceTime then. Or we didn't have.
No, we had Skype, but it wasn't
Skype. Yeah, but Skype didn't always work in Iraq.
And you were in your office.
Yeah. So, there's longings and desires, right? At this point, we've been married for 3 years.
Something like that.
Wow, that was early.
2 years.
That was early. Make sure your foundation is straight before you run off across the world.
Child.
Leave your family. But anywho, coming home for my second visit, it was to be my last visit. Didn't know that at the time, but I only ended up doing a year. And we told the story before. I flew from Iraq to Dubai, Dubai to DC, DC to Vegas, Vegas to Norfolk, met Keisha there. We went to Aruba. Keisha flipped over on the 4-wheeler, busted her face all up. After that, we went to New York and flew home, right? Yes. Finally saw the kids. Keisha had been doing a marvelous job of maintaining the house and maintaining 3 kids. There were only 3 kids at the time, and they were young. But she had the same kind of longing and desire for companionship that I did. And we just wanted to celebrate each other, right? Because that's what I think it's called consummating.
Conjugal visits.
No, it's consummating. It's consummating.
Oh, we did that a long time ago.
I think the technical term is consummating your marriage.
You can only do that once.
What do you mean you can only do it once?
That's when you consummate.
No, look it up. Okay. We'll insert the thing there.
You're right.
That was my pointer finger anyway. And we finally get home. Mind you, I'm a week into my R&R where I probably only have maybe 8 to 10 days left.
Mm-hmm.
Walk into the house. Everything looks in order. See the kids. Well, we seen the kids by then because they were at my parents' house. We came back from the airport, saw the kids. Taking my luggage into the house, take my luggage upstairs into the bedroom in the of the house. Lo and behold, Keisha has upgraded the decor with a stripper pole. Stripper pole dead off in the middle of the room. And I just walked in, and I don't know if I said anything to you.
No, you didn't say anything. I was like, I know he did just walk past it and not say nothing.
Yeah. I mean, for the fellas that are watching, what do you say? We hadn't talked about it. No. We hadn't had any kind of conversations like, oh, what if I got a stripper pole? Or what if you want to see me? Like, it was, I don't know. But that's not the end. That's not the arc of this story. I know Keisha loves to decorate, but she's not necessarily the most handy person in when you install.
I wasn't then.
Yeah, we talking years ago, long time ago, more than a decade.
Tears.
But I was like, how did you? So now I'm assessing it because if, like we mentioned in the episode before, my face goes into assessment and it's hard to read me. Mm-hmm. So we walk into the room. I walk into the room and I'm like, why? It's a bunch of. Why is there so many holes in the ceiling? Like you couldn't find a rafter. Like you couldn't like.
Oh, I had the little thing too, the beep, and it told me, and I just kept missing apparently.
Yeah. So now I'm less and less excited about the pole because now the ceiling has holes in it, and I didn't understand why the ceiling would have holes in it. When I left, there weren't no holes in it. So I said, "Hey, like how did you do this? Like, who actually installed it?" And
so I proceed to tell him. So I kept missing, the stud. So I just called my dad to help me put it up.
My father-in-law installed a stripper pole in my bedroom.
And sure did.
I still to this day don't know how to process that. Like, how do you have a conversation with
I just called him.
No, how do I have a conversation with him about?
We had kids at that point. We was 3 kids deep, bruh.
Nah. Nah, I don't. My father-in-law shouldn't be installing a stripper pole in my bedroom.
Would you rather a stranger had helped you put it up in the bedroom?
Well, when I saw the holes, I was already nervous about any kind of activity with it because it didn't look sturdy.
It was sturdy.
I don't think so.
It was very sturdy, actually.
What was the
premise?
Let's go back to that place.
Okay.
What was the big reveal? What kind of show did you have playing?
I had
tailor it to tailor it, but
I had a nice little, burlesque situationship ready for you.
Did you go to a class? Did you see a commercial?
Did see the commercial because that's where I got the pole from. But I have been watching videos. This is when Shanika was still here. So me and Shanika was like practicing.
Names.
Yes. Hey, Nika girl. Love my friend. So she was helping me get my moves right or whatever because life.
So
I have
so
really.
I need to call you to the front of the church.
I feel like there are no there are no limits in your marriage, bro. Right?
No, you're right. What does they say? The marriage bed is undefiled.
It sure
What does that
is.
actually mean? I don't know if this is that episode. But.
It's not. But what I'm saying is that there was nothing wrong with me putting up a stripper pole in our bedroom, and there was nothing wrong with my father helping me put the stripper pole because we have that type of relationship. It's okay.
I couldn't get into it. I couldn't wrap my mind around. Like I don't see me doing. We got 3 daughters.
I understand.
I ain't installing a stripper pole in none of their houses.
I get it, but this is also the person who gifted us our first box. Remember?
Oh, you going deep? I didn't know you was gonna go that deep. I thought we was just gonna have fun with it.
No, we're having fun, but what I'm saying is we had an open, honest, communicative relationship. So it was like that.
The word of the pod. Communicative.
Ew. So it wasn't a stretch. Like I did not feel uncomfortable. I did not feel like, ooh, dad's gonna judge me. However, now he did. Mom called me later and was like, "Child, your dad left putting up the pole." He said, They finna have another baby, Lord.
That's
we did it for like 6 years.
Yeah,
after that,
that's
but
exactly what we want finna to do.
No, we weren't finna have another baby.
But I think that you're right. I think the positive is that you had that kind of relationship.
Yeah.
I wasn't used to that, so I didn't. It felt more strange to me.
It felt invasive.
I mean, do you send them a thank you card? Or,
no, I just said thank you.
I'm talking about me. The
gift was for you.
How do I acknowledge that?
Fine.
The little pops. And she was up and she was on that thing. Like, what do you?
No. We don't discuss it. I said thank you.
Oh, so now you don't discuss that.
No, I'm just saying. Yes, I'm just saying. Y'all don't need to discuss it.
Where does it stop, though?
What do you mean?
Because you say y'all have an open relationship.
Yeah.
How? Because I'm intrigued because I didn't have that.
Okay.
So now I'm not judging. I'm just like, was it always like that?
We had pretty good conversations.
What does that mean?
Like, Dad was the one that told me, don't trust no man because they only want two things.
And then put the pole up.
But I was married.
He was insuring one of the things.
I was married with children at this point.
I think it's amazing.
Married.
Like, it speaks to the foundation that you actually had. Like I said, I don't understand it because I didn't have it. Mm-hmm. So
I don't think a majority of people would, reach out to their parents in this way. But
so, do you think our kids are as open?
I think Honor is. I think Honor would definitely be the one to ask for us to do something crazy like that.
Please don't let her order no strip poles, Lord Jesus. Jesus be a fence around Amazon, Prime, and all the subsidiaries.
All of the five, she would definitely be the one. Mm-hmm.
And the thing about it is, Honor's 18. So
right,
none
she's
of this
18.
is like, we don't say stuff on here that negatively impacts our children. Honor's just that child.
Mm-hmm. She is that chick.
No? Oh, for real?
Let me try it.
But also, yes.
I'm going to see for myself.
But also, yes.
That's Honor.
And she definitely worked us out, worked our parenthood skills out.
Our skills.
But I wonder what for the listening audience,
is
number
this too
one,
much?
how do you respond to that, fellas? Or the ladies as well? Like, is that something, did you have a relationship with your father where you would be able to ask that? I would wonder. I wonder.
You wonder.
And I'd like to know in the comments if this is a scenario that could have played out in your house and it wouldn't have been a big deal because of the relationship that you had with your dad.
So how far, what do you feel the limit is for you to ask or have asked of someone in your family or close to you at that point of your life? Like, what was your limit? Like, come help me hook up this washer and dryer and that's it?
Yeah, I mean, so like on the other platform I talk about, we didn't lay the groundwork to have that kind of relationship, like me and my dad. And me and my mom, it just would have felt weird talking to my mom about that. Because, I mean, that wasn't how the house ran, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, no, I mean, I wouldn't have, it had just been another thing that I wouldn't have sought after. Mm-hmm. I was talking about seek advice.
Yes.
Sought advice.
Yes. Sought. Passed. Mm-hmm.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
So do you think I went too far?
No, it's like the whole thing is, it's not, the only way I felt about it was just weird because like, what, like how? Like, how do you, Dad, trying to bust it open.
But you wouldn't, I feel like.
Need this pole to be a little more sturdy.
If you approached him, it would be different than me approaching.
Because he's not him to
I get
do
it,
that.
but I think from like dad's point of view, my baby asked me to help her with this task. I'm gonna do it.
I think it's an amazing relationship. I'm just like I told you, I'm intrigued.
I'm gonna make sure it's sturdy so she
At
don't
this
fall
point.
down. Like,
Then I was like, I don't know. Do I dap him up at the cookout?
but me and mom and them still. I mean, we laugh about it to this day. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a good, fun memory for our family. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what, it's just a different family dynamic of like what you were used to. It was way more open
Yeah.
in your house than and the thing about it was I didn't feel any kind of way about it then, so I didn't feel like I was missing something. I just thought that's how it worked. Like you,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Was there anything else that y'all were planning that y'all didn't get to? Was that gonna be like a Jello pool or something like that too? What else was we doing?
Come on. No, that was it. Like I wanted to treat you to something so you can have something to think about me while you were gone
Mm-hmm.
and something to anticipate for when you come back.
Yeah.
Because I be doing things.
The pole came down before I left.
It did.
And
because we caught a kid doing Ring Around the Roses.
Ooh.
One of the little children who could walk at the time, I don't know, they were doing Ring Around the Roses. And I was like, wait a minute.
I know it wasn't my son.
No, he was a baby.
Right. I just want to point that out.
But they didn't know any better.
How you live it.
Get it how you live it.
On the pole.
No, he was not.
Anyhow, I thought that was a
great story time.
That was one of them fun flashbacks.
So wait, do you appreciate acts like that? Like, is that something that you did appreciate and do still appreciate, or is that not like you not in that space?
I wouldn't recommend the pole at this phase.
What you trying to say?
I'm saying I wouldn't recommend the pole at this phase. We ain't walked around the block in 8 months.
I feel like I can still
ain't no quick stretch gonna get you on the pole.
I can still do a quick spin now.
Okay. I tell you, it won't be installed.
Stop.
You have to put it in the garage.
Ooh.
Oh god.
Mm-hmm. That's a good workout too, ladies.
Nah.
It is, actually.
So did you just think because that was early in our relationship, did we still, was that something you thought we needed like a quick injection to spice it up, or was it just because I was gone so long?
A combination of all the things. Because I had just had a third baby in my good 20s.
Oh, you was trying
I
to feel
still needed
sexy.
to feel, young and
S-E
beautiful.
S-S-Y. Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't comfortable in my mom bod and my weight and stuff like that. So,
okay. In that context, it makes more sense, and I wasn't mature enough to think about that at all. I don't know what is it we should have looked it up when couples start to go through patches where sex drives are different or they feel like they need to spice it up.
I don't know.
Is that
I just
part of
heard about the
7-year
7-year itch.
Yeah. I don't know, but we was at year 3.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like, and again, that's the difference. I didn't feel like I needed you on the pole to be excited. When I walked in, I probably messed the whole thing up because when I was like, I couldn't see past the pole for all of the holes that were in the ceiling.
It was only like 3.
And I was like, man.
I only missed 3 times.
Yeah, you missed big too.
Stop.
You missed big. So when
Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
Because I was about to put my kids in it, like when they ask for something like that, and I'm not gonna put that on their spirit.
I'd be willing to help.
I know you would. I know that for a fact.
You're not about that life, babe.
Nah.
Okay, that's fine.
Nah.
That's okay. You know your limits.
What other did we have any other moments like that? I'm trying to think, did I try to put anything together that just,
I don't think so. Why you make that face?
You didn't even let me think.
Go ahead. I don't think so though.
You was reassuring. Nah, You don't, Oh, snorting? Oh, y'all full family now. You ain't do that.
I'm sorry, babe. Yeah, I don't know if that was your ministry at that time.
I don't know. Again, I think it's just the way that I can't say that. Because it's not like, Never mind. I was about to go down the path.
Oh no, not down the rabbit hole, child.
So how did you feel? Did you feel like rejected or did you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, talk about it.
I did. I felt only because I was already in my feelings about the things that I listed before, having, still having postpartum bod and being 26, 25 at that time, and not feeling womanly and desirable and sexy and all those things. So I was just like, well, dang, am I ugly? Not understanding where you were coming from.
Fun fact, and it's always, I say it has bothered me. Like I always thought you were beautiful at all times.
Really?
Yes.
I did not know.
Yes. And it would trip me out. Like I would say it and then you would tell me why you're not.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was kind of off-putting to me. Like, oh, I'm just going to stop saying it. I wasn't mature enough to realize that, oh, she's changing as a woman. She's going through some things and, she needs this reinforcement
postpartum too,
more than ever. But I saw it as, well, I'm not going to keep wasting my words. It's like if you don't accept what I'm telling you as the truth and you want to defend it by telling me all these other things, I don't know. It kind of rubbed me the wrong way. But again, I was way less mature at that point to even understand potentially what you would be going through as a woman.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for that, babe.
Mm-hmm.
You be cute and stuff too.
So what advice you got for, what can we offer to listeners to, I guess it's just communication again, right? Yeah,
communication. And don't be afraid, even still, don't be afraid to try new things and spice things up. Like,
oh yeah.
I don't mind it at all. I felt a little in my feelings, but I feel good that we still have this memory to share. It's still a laugh every now and then. It's still something between us, and I hope I don't ever become afraid to try new things in our relationship.
And again, the takeaway is to make sure that you got that open dialogue with your kids, because that's what things start to go wrong. If a kid feels like they can't trust you or too embarrassed to bring information or inquiries to you, they'll go out and find it everywhere else, as I spent part of my life trying to do, because I just didn't want to tap into that, what I had access to with my parents. Mm-hmm. So,
in a world of scared people, be me. Ask your dad to help you put up your pole.
Yeah,
it'll be fine.
You should be adventurous.
It'll be good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there was one other thing that I wanted to talk. Subscribe, y'all. Hit the subscribe button. Don't just keep watching it and running off on it. Subscribe, leave a comment. Tell a friend to tell a friend, man. We're trying to grow this thing. You see, we're being consistent.
Yeah.
And we enjoy it, man. It helps us. Hopefully it helps you too. But yeah, I just want to get it off my chest if you've been listening.
I saw the point coming at them, so I thought it was about to be something.
Oh, no. We all good. Y'all like the setup? If you listen on audio, jump over to YouTube. I think that's the best way to approach it. Listen to the audio first 5 times. Then jump over to YouTube, listen, make sure you subscribe, and then make sure you repost it. I think that's the best way to get the full experience. Because we want, if we offering value, but you got to be in the mindset to receive the value that we offer. And that's a good way to condition yourself accordingly. So let's grow this thing. Grow with us. Final thoughts?
I'm still smiling because I'm going to put up a poll.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, love you guys. God bless you.
I'm talking true happiness, like sitting in grass fields watching sunsets. You on my arms, yeah, you by my side. Do you remember your vows? The warmth and the truth in your smile. That's what I live for. Love gave us a voice. We made it through storms.
The Healthy Marriage is Dope podcast is produced by D. John's Live Studios. All rights reserved.
My commitment to you means more than my right to stop. So when bad thoughts tap my mind, I'ma just fight them off. Let God get his praise, this art that we make. Soulmates with silhouettes in the shade. He painted our features with colors, more than a photograph in a frame. Let's fly to the sun, yeah, let's go through the flames. Hey yo, you sickness and health, riches and broke. Yeah, healthy marriage is dope. Let's work in our dreams, let's heal through our growth. Yeah, healthy marriage is dope. Yeah.